There are two types of butt joint or ferrule type connectors. First one is straight sleeve connector mechanism and second one is tapered sleeve connector mechanism. First one is straight sleeve connector mechanism and second one is tapered sleeve connector mechanism. In straight sleeve connector mechanism, the length of the sleeve and guide ring will determine the end separation of the length of the sleeve and guide ring on the ferrules determine the end separation of the fiber. In straight sleeve mechanism, the length of the sleeve and the guide ring on the ferrule determine the end separation of the fiber. In tapered sleeve mechanism, it uses tapered sleeves to accept and guide tapered ferrules. In tapered sleeve mechanism, it uses tapered sleeve to accept and guide tapered ferrules. Again, the sleeve length and guide rings maintain a given fiber end separation. Optical. So, first one we will see straight sleeve butt joint connector mechanism. This is the configuration. In this configuration, we have alignment sleeve and fiber, guide ring and ferrules. So, these are the ferrules, two ferrules. Those two are properly aligned into the alignment sleeve and there is a drilled hole in the ferrule which will be used to fit the fiber optic cable. So, we already seen that in straight sleeve connector mechanism, the length of the sleeve and the guide ring of the ferrules determine the end separation of the optical fiber cable. This is the end separation of the optical fiber cable. Here are the examples of ferrules and alignment sleeves. So, in a practical perspective, we can see these things like this. Okay, these are the ferrules and these are the alignment sleeves. So, importance of ferrule is generally a ferrule which is used to align the core inside the connector, So, there will be a drilled hole in ferrule which is used to fit the optical fiber cable with proper alignment, and the alignment sleeve used to mate the two ferrules. So, this is the alignment used to mate the two ferrules together. So, this is loosely held inside the through connector. So, next one is, so this is the one of the connector model LC type in a practical view. LC stands for lucent connector. So, here this is the connector body, optical fiber core, this is the connector body, this is the optical fiber core, fiber cladding. In that, this is the ferrule. In that, optical fiber cable will get fit into it. So, the importance of body is it houses a ferrule that secures the fiber in place. So, the importance of body is it houses the ferrule that secures the fiber in place position. So, next one is ferrule. Ferrule is nothing but a thin cylinder. It is a thin cylinder where the fiber is mounted and acts as the fiber alignment mechanism. Ferrule is a thin cylinder where the fiber is mounted and acts as the alignment mechanism. So, next one is a fiber cladding. So, glass layer surrounding the core which prevents the signal in the core from escaping. So, cladding, we already know that cladding is used to protect the core from escaping the signal, and core is the critical center layer of the fiber. So, this is one of the connector model, and next one is second type of butt joint connector mechanism is tapered sleeve butt joint connector mechanism. So in tapered sleeve, we already discussed, in tapered sleeve, it uses tapered sleeve to accept and guide tapered ferrules. It uses tapered sleeves to accept and guide tapered ferrules. Again, the sleeve length, as we already discussed in a straight sleeve mechanism, here also the sleeve length and guide rings maintain a given fiber end separation. So this is the configuration for tapered sleeve connector mechanism. So you can see that the structure is in a tapered configuration. So here is this is the ferrule 1 and this is a ferrule 2 and this is the alignment sleeve and guide ring. And while manufacturing itself, ferrule has a drilled hole which will be used to fit the optical fiber cable into it. So the alignment sleeve is located in the through connector and is used to align the ends of two ferrules so that the cores of the two fibers are properly aligned. So this is about straight sleeve mechanism and tapered sleeve mechanism. Next type of connector is expanded beam or lens fiber connector. It has optical fiber cables at the end of the transmitter and receiver and ferrule optical lenses, two optical lenses. One is transmitting lens and another one is receiving lens. So here you can see the representation that expanded beam is nothing but a parallel beam. This one is a collimating lens at transmitting fiber end and this is the focusing lens at the receiving fiber end. So fiber collimators are devices used to expand and collimate the output light at the end of the fiber end or to couple light beams between the two optical fibers. So it is a module that combines fiber and lenses, both transmitting and receiving lenses, and has a function that produces parallel beams. Here you can see the representation. These are the parallel beams, nothing but expanded beam. So when the fiber collimators are manufactured, the positions of the fiber and lens are adjusted so that these parallel beams can be obtained, and this is generally requires extremely fine adjustments. The more energy the fiber collimator is able to gather from the source and launch into the fiber end. This is about expanded beam or lens fiber connector. Next one is losses due to connectors. First one is return loss. And second one is insertion loss. Return loss is nothing but difference in power dB between the forward and reflected powers. So return loss is equal to 10 log incident power. Incident power is nothing but a forward power. And reflected power. Difference in dB between the forward and reflected powers in positive dB. It should have the value of return loss should be with a sign of positive. So next one is insertion loss. This is nothing but optical insertion loss. It is the difference in dB between the input and output power. Okay, difference in dB. Let us consider any optical transmitter optical transmitter. This is the input power and this is the output power. This is the input power and this is the output power. I am transmitting a power of 1 dBm. I am transmitting a power of, I am transmitting my light signal with 1 dBm power, 1 dBm power. At the end of the output, I have received only 0.8 dBm. At the end of the output, I have received only 0.8 dBm. So, there is a loss which is inserted because of this optical transmitter. There is a loss occurred due to insertion of this optical transmitter, that is 0.2 dB. That is 0.2 dB. That is called insertion loss. So, optical insertion loss is nothing but 10 log input power by output power. We have another format of written loss also, that is nothing but a reflectance, that is 10 log reflected power by incident power. It should be in negative dB. It should be in negative dB, reflected power by incident power. So, there are other losses also existed in optical connectors. One is intrinsic loss, another one is extrinsic loss. The intrinsic loss is due to core diameter. The intrinsic loss is existing due to core diameter, and next one is numerical aperture. We know that numerical aperture is a difference in relative index. Numerical aperture is square root of n1 square minus n2 square. So, it is a property of the core and cladding refractive indexes. So, numerical aperture is a property of the core and cladding refractive indexes, square root of n1 square minus n2 square. And next one is the refractive index profile. So, the refractive index profile, we already discussed index profiles are step index, graded index. There are two types, one is step index profile, another one is graded index profile. In step index, we have a single mode step index fiber and multi-mode step index fiber. In graded index, we have a multi-mode step index, single mode step index fiber and multi-mode step index fiber, and single mode graded index fiber and multi-mode graded index fiber. So, next one is, second one is extrinsic loss. Second one is extrinsic loss. These losses are due to Fresnel reflection. These losses are due to Fresnel reflections and fiber to fiber misalignment losses. So, fiber to fiber misalignment losses will be in three different categories. First one is lateral misalignment, and second one is longitudinal misalignment. Second one is longitudinal misalignment, and third one is angular misalignment. Third one is angular misalignment will occur. So, next one is the fiber to fiber misalignment. So, we have a first one is a lateral misalignment or lateral offset misalignment, and second one is longitudinal, and third one is angular misalignment. So, lateral offset is nothing but the fiber core axes are not aligning properly. The fiber core axes are not aligning properly, in longitudinal misalignment, fibers end separation without any physical contact. Fibers end separation without any physical contact. And angular misalignment is nothing but there will be a slight angle between the two optical fiber connectors. While joining two optical fiber cables, there will be a slight misalignment. So, because of this angular misalignment, losses will occur. Fiber to fiber misalignment. There are the three types. And next one is connector return losses. We will see connector return losses. What are the interfaces? What are the different kinds of interfaces when joining, when establishing a fiber optic communication link? So, a connection point in an optical link, connection point in any optical link can be categorized into 4 interfaces. A connection point in any optical link can be categorized into 4 interfaces. First one is perpendicular end phase. So, first one is perpendicular end phase, and second one is angled end phase. Second one is angled end phase. So, third one is direct physical contact, and fourth one is index matched contact. Fourth one is index matched contact. So, why I have given this representation like this is because, so this perpendicular end phase, this is a representation of perpendicular end phase. It may be direct physical contact, or it may be with index matched contact. So, this is the representation of direct physical contact between two optical fiber cables, and this is the configuration of perpendicular end phase with index matched contact. Here we will use some adhesive materials. Adhesive materials are nothing but a kind of gum we will use, which is used to match the refractive index of the fiber optic cable, which is used to match the refractive index of the two optical fiber cables to reduce the Fresnel reflections, or increase the optical power transmitter throughput, and so perpendicular end phase can be either direct physical contact or index matched contact. And next are the representations. This is a perpendicular end phase, and this is a direct physical contact, and this one is index matched contact. This is a index matching. Consider these are the N1 and N1. This is N2. Refractive index of this medium N1, and refractive index of the index matched contact N2, and this is a representation of angled end phase. So, the connection point in optical link can be categorized into 4 interfaces. One is perpendicular end phase, second one is angled end phase, and third one is direct physical contact, and fourth one is index matched contact. So, I have given in another way, those I have presented in previous slide. First one is perpendicular end phase on the fiber, second one is angled end face on the fiber, and third one is direct physical contact between the optical fiber cables, and fourth one is index matched contact between the fibers, which is used to reduce the this kind of interface used to reduce the Fresnel reflections to improve the return loss, and next one is high throughput. We already know that throughput is nothing but number of successful transmissions without any loss of data. Throughput is nothing but number of successful transmissions without any loss in data. So this is the first one, index matched connection with perpendicular end faces. Index matched connection with perpendicular end faces. There are two optical fiber cables with core refractive index N0, this is a refractive index N2 with this medium, and this is a separation, that is the separation between the two optical fiber cables with index matched material. So index matched material is nothing but adhesive material, or some gum kind of index matching material is nothing but adhesive material which is used to match the refractive index of the two optical fiber cables. N0, core of the refractive index N0, index matched material refractive index is N1. There is a separation between optical fiber cables D. So the index matched connection with perpendicular end faces, return loss is minus 10 log 2R 1 minus cos 4 pi n1d by lambda. So here the 2R is nothing but reflections from this interface, and reflections from this interface. So reflections at point B, this is one R, and another one is reflections from at point D, this is another R. The representation of 2R is for reflections from two points, one is B and another one is D. So the return loss of index matched connection with perpendicular end faces is minus 10 log 2R 1 minus cos 4 pi n1d by lambda. So R stands for reflection, that is nothing but R1 square plus R2 square plus 2R1 R2 cos del by 1 plus R1 square R2 square plus 2R1 R2 cos del. So R1 is nothing but N0 minus N2 by N0 plus N2. Refractive index of the core, N0 is refractive index of the core, N2 is refractive index of the N2 is refractive index of this medium, So R2 is nothing but reflection at point D is nothing but N2 minus N1. N1 is nothing but refractive index of the index matching material. N2 is nothing but refractive index of the matching material. N2 plus N1. So R1 is equal to N0 minus N2 by N0 plus N2. R2 is equal to N2 minus N0 by N2 plus N0. So here the del is nothing but 4 pi N2 h by lambda. 4 pi N2 h by lambda. This h stands for width of the width of the N1 refractive index, width of the N1 refractive index, width of the N1 medium. So lambda is the operating wavelength, lambda is the operating wavelength. Lambda is the operating wavelength. So next one is perpendicular end faces are in direct physical contact. Perpendicular end faces are in direct physical contacts. So the core refractive index, here the core refractive index is N0 and end faces refractive index is N2, end faces refractive index is N2 without any index match connection. The written loss of this particular direct physical contact is equal to minus 10 log 2R2 minus 10 log 2R2 1 minus cos 4 pi N2 by lambda into 2h, 4 pi N2 by lambda into 2h. This 2h is nothing but this end face width of this one and end face width of another optical fiber cable. Lambda is the operating wavelength of the light signal, operating wavelength of the light pulse, operating wavelength of the light pulse. So R2 is the reflection, Fresnel reflection. R2 is equal to N0 minus N2 by N0 plus N2 whole square. N0 is the core refractive index. N0 is the core refractive index of the optical fiber cable. N2 is the refractive index of the fiber ends. Refractive index of the fiber ends. N0 minus N2 square, N2 by N0 plus N2 whole square. So next one is the connections with angled end faces having a small gap of width d separating the fiber ends. So connection with angled end faces having a small gap d separating the fiber ends. So this is the optical fiber cable 1, this is the optical fiber cable 1 and this is the optical fiber cable 2. Optical fiber cable 2, optical fiber cable 1 with core refractive index N0 and cladding refractive index N2. So optical fiber cable 2 also having a core refractive index of N1 and cladding refractive index N2 with a fiber end separation with refractive index N1. Is fiber refractive index, small gap of width separating the two fiber ends. This gap has a refractive index of N1. This is a fiber axis, center of the fiber axis, So incident light II, and IT stands for transmitted light. IT stands for transmitted light. So the total power transmitted is equal to IT by II, that is equal to 1 minus R1 whole square by 1 minus R whole square by 1 minus R whole square plus 4R sin square beta by 2, 4R sin square beta by 2. So here the sin theta naught and sin theta is equal to n by n naught. Sin theta naught by sin theta is equal to n by n naught. So beta is the propagation constant, beta is equal to 4 pi n1d cos theta by lambda. So the propagation constant 4 pi n1d cos theta by lambda. Lambda is the operating wavelength. Lambda is the operating wavelength of light pulse. light pulse. N1 is the refractive index of the gap material. Refractive index of the gap material. D is the separation between the two optical fiber cables with angled end phase. D is the separation between the two optical fiber cables. So here the theta naught is angle. So reflection R is equal to N naught minus N1 by N naught plus N1 whole square. N naught is the refractive index of the core. N1 is the refractive index of the gap medium. So reflection R is equal to N naught minus N1 by N naught plus N1 whole square. So this is about different kinds of interfaces. We discussed about perpendicular end faces with index symmetry connection and direct physical contact. And next one is angled end phase with separation, with some gap separation. So these are the connector return loss performances of individual fiber interfaces.